Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be building Tootie a little temporary enclosure for outdoors. This is not going to be his permanent one by any means. We currently have found ourselves in a situation to where we're kind of doing what I call a constant reptile shuffle right now. Just with everything that's been going on this year, we've had a ton of delays in enclosures ordered being delivered and things like that. So we kind of got stuck in a little pickle and had to come up with something for Tootie really quickly because I have another pet that's been growing like crazy and it needed to get moved out of quarantine and into the 4x2x2 that Tootie was in. So we did a very, very quick thing and we actually just got a small little plastic kiddie pool, set him up with a hide, water, a place to be fed, some substrate, and a heat lamp. I will show that to you guys here in just a second because we need to get started on his outdoor enclosure. A bunch of things have to happen before we can actually do that, and time has just not been our friend right now. So where we want to build his outdoor enclosure, we actually need to move up our fence line in the new house and go through HOA for approval and things like that. They will approve it. They've approved everyone else in the neighborhood who's done that and stuff. But right now the cost of lumber is super expensive, so we're kind of trying to wait that out just a little bit. So I came up with a solution. I'm going to show you what he's in when he's indoors, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to do his outdoor one. He is still going to be indoors primarily and only outdoors when we can supervise it, because I don't have anything on hand to put over the top to where he can still get the benefits of being outside and all of that and still be protected. We do have a ton of birds of prey out here, and I'm just not trying to risk my little bitty guy getting snatched up. So let me show you what he's in right now. I promise this is so much bigger than it looks. It looks tiny on here, but it is one of those just like plastic little kiddie pools, and it's more square feet than he had previously in the 4x2x2 enclosure. And then I'm going to show you guys what I have on hand to kind of do a little makeshift outdoor enclosure for him right now. Okay, so I'm in the spot of the backyard where I'm going to be kind of just putting this up really quickly. I do let him out here during the day and he kind of hangs out with me while I'm gardening and stuff, but I want to give him his own space, and the main reason for that is because he's still so small. He actually kind of gets a little lost in the yard, and he moves a lot quicker than people think tortoises move. So and he's really trying to eat some dog poop all the time, which he doesn't need to be doing. So I want to give him his own little space to where I can still supervise him but not have to pay as close of attention as to where he's roaming on about. And the things I found in my garage to do this with are going to be, I have 2 packages of these left over from our old house. They're just little like garden barrier things. So I'm going to use those to create the walls, and then I have this old flower pot that I'm not using, and as you guys know, I use a lot of flower pots for hides and things like that. I just drew a little pattern on it, and then it cut out super easily. So that way he's still gonna have a shade option for when he's outdoors as well. So I've got it laid out how I'm gonna do it, and I grabbed my rubber mallet, so I'm about to just put it into the ground and enforce it and make it a little bit more sturdy. And then I'm just gonna throw the hide, figure out something for a water dish, and let me show you guys how I've got it laid out. I did just take some measurements, and it's gonna be roughly like 5.5 feet long, and the widest part it's gonna be 3.5 feet long. I did not, or 5.5 feet by 3.5 feet at the widest part. I did not have, I thought that those would cover a little bit more than they actually did, but some of them I forgot we had cut down, so I couldn't use those for this project. But let me show you guys what I've got it set up as right now, and then I'll show you guys after I ham it all in, and then I'll go get Tootie out. So this is how I've got it right now. Like I said, I'm still about to just use this rubber mallet and make things a little bit more secure. Okay, so this is about what it looks like because of this funky side, but I wanted to make sure I included it so he'd have more space instead of having to close it off across right here. It's not latching perfectly. I don't think at his size right now it's going to be an issue. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to knock him over or get out of that. Like I said, this is for like supervised while we're outdoors kind of thing with him. So I think this is going to work for what I'm trying to do right now. And hopefully it just gives him more time outside. Let me go grab him. I was trying to come up with something for a water dish, and the more and more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Every time we come outside, I soak him anyways before he's let out to roam. So I think I'm just going to stick to that for right now. Now, obviously, whenever we go and do his more permanent outside enclosure, it is not going to be done like this. It's going to be done to the nines. He's going to have much, much more space. Um, like I have a vision in my head. It's just going to take a little bit longer than we were hoping to be able to execute it. So I'm going to get him some soak time in, and then I'm going to show you guys him exploring his new little outdoor space. Also, I'm going to take some of these rose petals from my rose bushes, rinse them off really good, and sprinkle them around in there for him. All right, I got my dude. Let's go put him in his new spot and see how he likes it. He looks pretty happy. He's out exploring already. I think this is going to work out really, really well for him. At least, I mean, especially for something that just needed to get done really quickly. So I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave any questions or any other ideas you have for something that might work a little bit better that I could possibly have on hand already. And leave them down in the comments below. You guys have a good one.